Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike back again here. This time I'm going to be doing a kind of a recent finds and what I've been spinning here lately video. A lot of this stuff I have picked up pretty recently. Other stuff I've picked up probably within the last 6 months or so. It has been a while since I've done a vinyl video here, so I thought I'd share some things that I've been digging here recently. So anyway, got a new lighting situation going on here. I splurged and plunked down $20 on one of these lights, circular lights for that you can get off Amazon. So I think it's doing pretty well. I've done a few test runs with it, but I think it hopefully will make my videos a little more clearer and a little less, grainy and muddy looking. So anyway, I guess we'll kind of just start off with what I've been listening to this morning. Kind of started the day Sunday, so I thought, well, maybe some Carrie Joby would be in order. This is her recent album here, The Blessing. It's a 3 LP set. Really nice pressing here, put out by Capitol Records. I think they recorded this live here last year during the quarantine in a club in Tennessee. I forgot the name of the club here, but this is on a 3 LP set, clear vinyl. Nice little gatefold thing going on here. Let me do this here, but really nice packaging. I won't show the vinyl because we all know what clear vinyl looks like, but very cool there. It's got some few notes in there by Carrie herself, but one of my favorite Christian artists, probably current Christian artists anyway. I just love her voice and lyrics and whatnot. So, being it's Sunday, thought I'd give this a spin, and it is good stuff. So, there we go, some Carrie Job. After that, I decided to move into some David Bowie, Reality. This is a reissue that came out last year. This is on yellow vinyl. This album is really underrated in my opinion, David Bowie's discography. Kind of jazzy in elements, especially the last song, what is that? Bring Me the Disco King. Really good album in my opinion. The more I listen to it, the more and more I do like it. So this is on a yellow vinyl there. You can see. Nothing too fancy. Kind of matches my shirt. But good stuff there. And from David Bowie, I went to Merker. I never know how to say her name. This is Folksange? I don't know. I'm butchering that. If you know her, she kind of a black metal artist. This is more folk, kind of Danish, I believe. Denmark, not Danish. So kind of more traditional sounding folk album from her, but really good stuff. Put out on Relapse Records. This might be 2 years old if I remember correctly. What does that say on there? I want to say it's 2 years old. Yep. Nope. 2020. Shit. Came out last year. So, all right. But really good. Beautiful voice. Love her stuff. Check it out if you have not. And then I finished it off. This is still on the turntable here, but this is Anthony Green. Young Legs is the name of this album. Anthony Green is the lead singer, I believe, from Circus Survive. Good stuff here. Kind of singer-songwriter. His voice kind of reminds me a little bit of the main singer, the lead singer from Placebo. Not quite, but just elements of it kind of remind me of his vocals. So good stuff here, worth checking out. I picked this up for relatively cheap at local flea market that was still sealed, so I thought, hey, why not? And so that's what I've listened to today. Now let me get into some stuff that I've been spinning here recently, and a lot of this is just recent pickups, and quite a bit. Let's just go through, show my Kiss Destroyer. Finally picked this up. I don't know why it's taking me so long to get into Kiss, but I finally have started getting into some of their stuff. But This is a great album, Destroyer. I'm sure many people are familiar with this. Detroit Rock City, of course, is a classic. Shout It Out Loud. God of Thunder is great. Uh, Beth, of course. Uh, but yeah, good stuff here. This is a reissue. That came out a few years back, but really nice pressing. Happy to add that into the collection. And I actually probably like this album a little bit more, and this might be, blasphemy in the Kiss community, but I don't care. But Dynasty, truly underrated album in my opinion. Love this album. I mean, come on. I Was Made for Loving You, Hard Times. I mean, this whole album, X-Ray Eyes, 2000 Man, Magic Touch, this whole album I can just put on and be very pleased with it. So happy to add that to the collection as well. Those are my first two Kiss pieces on vinyl that I have. I have Kiss Greatest on CD that I picked up for relatively cheap. So the Kiss collection is growing slowly but surely. So anyway, and then moving on to another band that I've been getting into here recently, kind of in the metal side of things, is Iron Maiden. So these are my Iron Maiden LPs that I've picked up so far. I will say that I'm a bigger fan of Paul than I am of Bruce Dickinson. And yeah, this first, Paul Di'Anno. First we got Self-Titled. Love this album. Very first Iron Maiden album. Just kicks so much ass. Excellent pressing. Love it. And probably my favorite Iron Maiden album would be Killers. Glad to have this in the collection. This was actually the first one I picked up. Once again, fantastic pressing. I mean, both of these albums are fantastic. Front to back, you cannot go wrong with those. And then I did pick up, I have Somewhere in Time on CD. I got some little box set of that came with a little figurine and whatnot. It's a great album as well. But Iron Maiden, Fear the Dark, 1991, I believe, 92 is when this came out. And yeah, I dig it. It's a good album. High quality pressing, gatefold. You see there. Nice kind of shiny finish, not cheap at all. Very nice packaging on this. Very happy to add this into the collection as well. So, although I do prefer Paul's vocals to Bruce's, that's not to say that I'm not a fan of Bruce Dickinson's stuff either. So, good stuff there. And here's some recent releases that have come out here in the last, year, 6 months or so. But I did pick up the new Chevelle album. I swear I should look up this stuff before I even talk about it. I don't know. Their new album, Chevelle. But good stuff here. Futuristic album cover there. I think it's a kind of a concept album. I've spun this a few times here. I'm not too familiar with it yet, but I have enjoyed what I've heard thus far, so good stuff. I would recommend checking that out. And then I picked up the new Evanescence here. This is The Bitter Truth. I love Amy Lee's voice. I don't care what people say. I think she has excellent vocal talent. And, a lot of people are hard on this album. They're hard on this band. But I don't know what you're expecting with Evanescence. Yeah, it is kind of new metal-ish. This throws in some electronic elements into it as well. This is just on standard black vinyl. But just a solid album. I mean, solid rock album. I'm not going to complain about it. And plus you got Amy Lee doing what she does vocally, and that, in my opinion, is awesome. So, very good there. Happy to pick that and add that to the collection. And this is Ginger, Alive in Melbourne. Fantastic album. Had to order this from one of the local shops to get this in. But I gladly gave them my money to do so. apparently was like the last metal, um, big metal concerts before the pandemic hit, and it kind of gives has kind of a, you know, liner notes here about uh, the band itself, and then the last show. And this was apparently the only tour they've had, and didn't make it very far until the pandemic hit, unfortunately. But cool piece to add to the collection here. Um, so I'm really starting to like live albums a lot more than I used to. Maybe that's just because there's a lack of live music going on right now, so I feel a little more connected to it that way. But this is a great album. Sounds fantastic. If you don't know the band Ginger, female vocalist, sings beautifully, can scream with the best of them. Just really good stuff. Great metal album. I would highly recommend checking them out if you haven't already. Glad this got reissued. I have their second album, and now I have their first album, but this is Internal Rot. Is this just self-titled? No, this is Mental Hygiene, that's correct. You get a grindcore band, but you gotta love a grindcore band that puts Kate Bush on their album cover. This is just in your face. I believe they're from Australia. Just nasty, dirty grindcore, fast breakneck speed. Just wonderful stuff in my opinion. But yeah, Mental Hygiene. And this is on a baby blue vinyl, I believe. Yes. So there we go. But yeah, this is back in print. If you're into grindcore at all, I would highly recommend checking these guys out. This album and their second one, Grieving Birth, are both fantastic stuff. So recommend that as well. And then last but not least, this is one I've had in my collection for quite some time now. I ordered it and kind of, maybe I was getting too many records at the time or something, I don't know, but kind of slept on it for a little bit. And man, I am so glad I have this because this is fantastic. This is Rebecca Lou, or Lou Rebecca, sorry, with her album. What is this called? Restless. Pop electronica. She sings a lot of her songs in French, but really good stuff here. I would highly recommend checking her out. Very pleased to have this in the collection. And I believe this is on white vinyl, if I remember correctly. I'm not going to check on that just because maybe it's just on black. I can't remember. But good stuff. I've been spinning this quite a bit lately here. I think I would remember the color of the vinyl, but I don't. But yeah, good stuff. So, anywho, I've got a lot more stuff on the way, a lot of stuff that I haven't shown, but I will get back to that here, hopefully in the near future. I would say I want to make videos more than I am, but it is kind of hard sometimes to find the time to do that and whatnot. So anyway, I hope everyone's doing well out there, and until next time, guys, happy listening. All right, stay safe and healthy. We'll talk to you later. Bye.